Ducky. What's going on, good people?
Ain't nothing. What's happening? How y'all doing?
I can't call everything good. How's it up in Atlanta, in
Yeah,
Texas,
rain,
in West
rain,
and
and rain.
East Savannah, and Atlanta again with Miss Vicky. Vicky Beavers is with us tonight. She's with the union, with the school bus drivers, and we
Okay.
welcome her.
What you just said? I didn't hear you say a school bus ran over her. I didn't know exactly what you said.
Stop me.
You're muted, Miss Beavers.
Oh, you said she got hit by a school bus?
Not at all.
I thought that's what he said. Something about you with the school bus, something like that.
No.
Well, we
It's good
want to say
it's good to have you here tonight. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, we got a few other people that's coming on in a few minutes. We got some lively subjects that we're going to be talking about today. Sandra's in the kitchen trying to cook some spaghetti.
That sounds good.
Well, actually, I'm not cooking spaghetti. I'm actually making curry. But
Curry
Even better.
chicken?
curry shrimp.
Oh, okay.
Curry
Mr.
shrimp.
Brown will be there. We want to say hello to our viewers that have tuned in already. A bunch of y'all on here. We got Mike, the ones who made a comment, Mike Kelly, Willie Shields, and Dr. Betty Jones, and Mr. Willie Shields again. We have my brother got ran over by a school bus. Okay.
Oh, his brother got ran over by a school bus?
Well, you the one saying it, so I guess he said that's what he commented on what you said.
Oh no, I thought you were saying the lady, Miss Vicky, got ran over by a school bus.
Why you gonna make me get ran over by a school
No.
bus?
I just missed. I got my speaker set now. I'm okay.
They tried to find us so they could run over with a school bus. Now I can probably tell you that
They might be. They might be.
Halfway staff. Halfway staff for this year. The school
halfway
bus
staff.
travel.
Oh, yeah, pretty much halfway.
Oh,
I don't know how they've done since school is opened up, but prior to that, it's been pretty, they've been trying to get more people hired.
Well, we got a bunch of stuff tonight to talk about. I don't know how many people coming with you, Miss Vicky?
I sent a text out to the four. Kendrick saying he didn't get the link. I sent it to him though. Hold on. Your email.
Kendrick say he's watching. Okay.
He said he didn't get the link.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll send it to him again in a minute. He can get on. Mr.
Okay.
Brown is going to take over and while I send your people the link again.
Okay.
Okay, to Mr. Brown. For namesake, Mr. Brown will be considered me, and we'll just call a younger one Bernard. Okay, then you won't get confused. Okay, Miss Vicky.
Okay. Let me get back on
That's
there.
Bernard. I'm Mr. Brown.
I'm the handsome one.
You are the handsome one.
Okay. All right.
So, Miss Vicky, tell me what's going on with the school bus. What seemed to be the problem? What's taking place? Express and let us know, the viewing people, know exactly what's going on and how can we help by hollering at them or whatever.
Well, a lot is going on. Of course, it's the beginning of the year. Unfortunately, we've dealt with a couple of, we've dealt with one major sad thing. That's one of our, if you guys remember Deborah Daniels, she was on the show with us the last time.
Correct.
We've done a lot of local press as well. So she's been interviewed on those local press stations as well, your local news stations. So she died. Yeah. She contracted COVID and complications. So complications of COVID. She passed. The service was yesterday. It was a graveside in Savannah.
I am so sorry, and condolence to her family
Yeah.
and all her associates and friends from ATR and Charlie Brown. I am terribly sorry. I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah. It was, and the thing about it is, I see Kendrick's on now. She fought to the end. She was
Wow.
still fighting for the payroll change during the time she had COVID, because we was doing a couple of I don't know what stations. She took the interviews and was on it, and never knew. We didn't
Well,
expect her to expire. And yeah, and also this week, one of our other stewards, I don't know if she's been on the show, Kendrick. I'm not sure if Miss Washington has been on this show. Fluff.
I don't know. I don't think she was on the show.
Yeah, yeah. So she has COVID. So she's currently in the hospital now. So it's been a little difficult for us.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And that COVID is something very serious, and it had to be treated serious. And today I had a group of people outside on President Street, outside of Board of Education, out there protesting, saying they don't want to put on masks. And this is a serious thing. It's nothing to be joking about. Putting your life on the line.
Very serious. And
the vaccine,
Yeah.
Get the vaccine. Get the vaccine.
Get the vaccine.
There you go here. That's them there. They were out there saying unmasked. I interviewed all of them today. They were out there, and this little girl here that's turned sideways. So she was going off something.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That's
just
crazy.
Today.
That's just crazy. Yeah.
That is crazy.
I don't know how they want us, the kids, to not wear masks. I guess they just need to keep if they're going to protest it that bad, then keep your kids out of school. Just keep them home. That's the only other alternative. You can't, they won't say this is a free country. It is, but you got to abide by the school rules when you enter the school. And that was my problem with them.
And Julius, and what Ms. Vicky just shared, things like that. That's a travesty. I am so hurt. I met the lady on the Zoom, but I am hurt. I am really touched because people are putting their lives on the line, and you got these people out here talking about unmasked. This is a free country. There's something wrong with these people. I mean.
You don't have the right to kill me.
No.
And the same way you don't have the right to drive drunk, you don't have the right to kill me. And this is a free country, but we have to put on our seatbelts in our own damn car that we pay the car note on. Somebody else is telling us what to do in our cars.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
That's a good point. They should be out saying, you can't tell me what to do while I'm in my car.
That's right, Julie. That's right. With the seatbelt, it's a law.
I was telling someone, I was in Savannah a couple of weeks ago, and I noticed down on, I believe, City Hall, they got the big sign. I took a picture of it, mandatory mask order. And I was like, okay, am I the only person in this city wearing a mask? Because nobody else was. So why hang it if we're not going to enforce it?
It's just for show. They're not going to enforce it. If it was in a neighborhood that was in poverty, they would be enforcing throwing people in the car, making that a reason why to stop you and everything else. But since it's downtown with all the tourists, they're not going to enforce it, and we know that.
Yeah. They definitely did not. Not at all. But we've been dealing with that. Kendra can give you more on the startup of school. I do know like a couple of things this week that lay on my heart. This would be the second member that we've had that have passed.
Wow.
There's one of COVID. And of course, Miss Washington is in the hospital now, but how you don't recognize, say something, give a moment of silence to only when they crank up the bus in the morning, send flowers, show up.
None of that happened.
Yeah, stay far away, just be near. For somebody that, how many years had Miss Daniels been driving for the school board, Kendrick?
I can't remember, but it was a lot. I think it was 20 years, something like that.
Whoa.
Something like that. Yeah, and you don't acknowledge them. You don't. I know they do the readout at the board meeting where they read the list of names, but when you have a driver, and then like with Marquise, the drivers got together and put something together, and they had a balloon release on the yard and all of that. But can I ask the location manager to come out and pay some respects? Or could I get something going where you can either even pull the drivers off to the side, have some little small sessions via Zoom, just to deal with the anxiety of losing another member or losing a fellow co-worker, just find out where they are, how they're feeling. But to see, I seen yesterday there was a OS supervisor, Mr. Williams. I think he was a manager at one time. And then we did see one supervisor there. And we appreciate that. But as far as location managers or anybody else, nothing. No flowers, nothing. How do you do that? A card, anything. Yeah. And that's one reason why the drivers stay up so upset. They don't feel like the board cares anything about them.
Well, I'm under the impression that you have no value and you have a lot of value because you're transporting all the kids. Mm-hmm. And what I'm hearing, you're not important. And you are important because you are the front line. You there before teachers. You pick them up. You bring them. You go pick them up and take them back to their neighborhoods. So it's something wrong with this picture. Someone need to address that. Yeah. Again, I'm totally upset. Mr. Brown, you can kick in. I mean, Bernard, you can kick in if you want to say something.
But this is nothing new. This has been going on ever since when me and Juice and all of us was going to school. They don't. It's like they don't care. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like that's those people who's coming to pick us up. They're just we human beings. So treat them like they're human beings. And not only that, not just the people that drive the bus. We talking about us in general. Us black people in general. I guarantee you, if it was 100 other colors, it would have been totally different, and they would have handled it totally different.
Yeah.
Because it's like we need to really and really truly start speaking up. And that's the problem right there. And I send my condolences to her family and the young ladies that's in the hospital now. And we just keep on praying. That's all we can do is keep on praying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
And the egregious situation about this whole thing is the fact that we keep going on this vicious cycle. Ever since the board took over, we've been telling them the same things over and over again. And at this point, I feel like it's that they've chosen to not do anything about the issues that we've brought forth to them. I'm not going to say that they haven't done some things to try to move some things forward, but if I go to the doctor and I take an x-ray and the doctor tells me that this is your issue, if you take this medicine, you're going to get better, right? Now it's up to me to take that medicine if I want to get better. Mm-hmm. But if I leave it alone, it'll fester and it'll cause injury to other parts of the body. Well, this is what's going on with the board. We've told them, basically, if you want to fix your problem, you need to pay the drivers how they need to be paid. We're not asking for more money. We're just asking you to give us all the money that we work during a work period. It's not fair that we work 1 week and we don't see our overtime until the next month. Okay, who's going to stay at a job where they can't count their money and make it work? They can't make it happen. Who's going to stay at a job where the check stubs aren't transparent? Who's going to stay at a job where you don't have any choice in how whether you want to spend your money, how you want to spend it, or if the school board takes it upon themselves to say we're going to take this reserve pay and keep it to the side for you. Okay, I'm gonna tell you who stays at that kind of job. People like me that love doing what they do. People like me that see their job is not just as a bus driver, but care about the community and care about the young people that we're taking to and from school. Those are the people that stay, people that are dedicated to doing this thing because they have a love for it. Now,
Right.
what do we get in return for doing that? Absolutely nothing. They play around the issue. They talk about incentives and all of this stuff. But right now, if they never gave us another incentive and they just paid us the money that we're owed, I think that they would have drivers wrapped around the building. But they won't address that one issue. And we've gone to them several times about the same thing. And it's the same reason that you have a national problem with transportation experts. And it's because, especially in the school system, it's because, in my opinion, I think that we need to be right up there with the firefighters and policemen and everybody else. And I'm going to tell you why. There was an instance when a child was about to get kidnapped. A bus driver intervened, put themselves in between that victim, that would-be victim, and the assailant, and got that child on board safely. We're the ones that are out there, like you said before, 4 o'clock in the morning. We're scamming the atmosphere, the areas, and making sure that people are safe. And so we're the first people that they see.
Yeah.
You are just important. You have to know first aid. You are on the front line. Like you say, some of the buses, the drivers have to be up 4 o'clock, 4:30, out on the street, putting their lives on the line, transporting our kids. You should be treated with priority. And, I don't know where I could start to help. I've been semi-retired, but again, it seemed like they could set up a payroll structure away from the regular payroll and say these funds are allocated, I'm making this up, based on what they paid out last year, put it in another fund for bus drivers so they can do the structure different and the pay will come out of that. It can't be that difficult.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you
where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I do, but let me tell you how easy it is. They don't have to change the system. They just have to change the frequency. Let me explain to you. Because they left paying biweekly to start paying semi-monthly. So they don't have to change the system. They just have to change the frequency of pay, which they have the capability of doing. They used to do that, and then they switched. They have the capability right now to do it. But what I have to feel, and this again this is not fact, but this is my personal opinion, is that they do what's convenient for them and what's not convenient for the drivers. And that's why the drivers and monitors, and that's why you see a mass exodus of drivers and monitors are leaving. Because if you want dedicated, punctual, professional workers, you have to treat them as such. If you don't, you find yourself.
How many drivers do you all have?
Approximately, yeah.
Approximately, I don't even know, because it's shifting so frequently.
How many How many should you have?
Well, I could tell you this: before the school board took over, we had almost 400 drivers.
400.
400. Mm-hmm. That's how many drivers we had on our 400.
And how many do you all have now?
Right around 200, 220 something, supposedly. Okay, so what that averages out to is, since the school board has been there, we're averaging losing 50 drivers every year.
Wow. Okay. So
and let me say this to you guys too, so that you can be perfectly clear. The shortage in Chatham County is not because of COVID. The shortage in Chatham County is because of the school board not willing to step up and do the things that they need to do to ensure that they're getting quality workers in the workforce to take care of the most precious cargo in Chatham County, which I can't understand for the life of me. What is the holdup? That's the what is the holdup?
Is it the school board, or is it the school management.
Well, at this point, they're supposed to be one team, right? School board, superintendent,
The
all of the
school
people.
board, that's one thing that I've noticed, and I'm not saying it just because my wife is a member. I'm saying it because I've noticed that the school board is not like any other government entity there is. They're not like the city of Savannah with the city manager and the city council and mayor. They're not like the county commission and the county commissioners. They don't. They don't. It's almost like they don't have no authority, no nothing. And I'm serious. I've noticed that. I've questioned it so many times as to what the hell is going on. Y'all are not like every other government entity, but you all are elected just like. So we got to see where the problem is. I agree with you all on the pay. Now, to be fair, we're going to see when did the Miss what's her name that died?
Daniels, Miss Daniels.
Miss Daniels. I met Miss Daniels out at the rally y'all had that day.
Right.
She was on our show. What she didn't die after, she died before school started, right?
I think no, school has started, but she had not returned because she had received her return date. They was just getting started up with the dry runs and all of that. She had received her date to return. We were all believing, nobody expected her to pass. But she didn't catch it at the school. I need to make sure we know that, state that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
make sure that we
yeah,
don't
no,
say that she got it from the students or she
no.
got it from the
Mm-mm,
school. I want to just make sure that
mm-mm,
COVID is real and it's out there everywhere, wherever we go at. So we
mm-mm.
want to make sure that we don't try to say that she caught it from
Oh
the.
no.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah,
No.
yeah. I want to make that clear.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
also have a parent down here, brother Kerry X, and he's upset that we're gonna tie it all in for this first segment for school, the bus drivers, and putting the kids back in school, and the parents that are protesting about wearing a mask. So so much stuff going on, and I know that the administration down there, they're catching it from every end. So I filmed it today. If y'all want to see it, you can go to my page. You'll see those angry parents with one little child that was. I know she gonna have problems when she goes to school. Y'all go to my page and y'all will see what I'm talking about. She gonna have a problem when
Oh,
she
she
goes to
was
school.
using some choice
So she,
language. My question is this, Julius. What is the plan? Do they have a plan? So they're being hit by the parents, they're getting hit by the bus drivers. I'm sure the staff wants to say something, the teachers are wanting to say something. You have to have some plan. We had some situations, a couple of them that I've heard the past couple of days or the past week was a child getting on the school bus, just being kept separate from he had COVID, but they kept he was kept separate from the rest of the students. So that's not a plan to me on how you're going to handle a child that has, exemplifying symptoms of COVID. You're on the school bus with the other kids. There has to be another way to handle
When
it.
that happened?
Kendrick, when was that?
I had a driver to tell me that probably was it last week, I think.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So you have, when you're being hit in so many different ways, and I understand it has to be tough, but you gotta have a plan. What is it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Instead of them now, the union, Mr. Banks, Miss Daniels, like we said, she fought all the way till she passed, till she couldn't talk anymore. LaQuanda Middleton, Mr. Simpkins, Miss Washington, and others that assist us during the beginning with the PPE. We had Demetrius Blake, Isaac, can't think of Isaac's last name, but
Ellison.
All of us. Okay. And
India, Washington.
India, Washington. Oh, yeah. We were all working together. Now, these drivers, this is who the drivers come to. I don't know how many times Mr. Banks' phone blows up. I don't know how many times Miss LaQuanda's phone blows up, Mr. Simpkins, all of them. But the drivers come to them for help. So why would the board not utilize the team that everybody is coming to for help? No, they don't want to do that. They don't want to come if they, they don't want to touch it. Maybe because the union it's the union stewards, So they go out and they get another group and they put together called the focus group. So they don't want to deal with the people that has the ear of the drivers. Oh, we're going to put together a focus group. They chose, they put there. So how do you think that's going to go?
Yeah.
Again, it's about them.
Mr. X, and that's the parent down there. Do you got anything to say? You have anything to say?
Yes, sir. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, but I have a few things I want to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Just listening to y'all, man. Listen, beautiful. I want to first thank y'all for platform. And all of y'all, I listen to all of y'all, especially the brother here, the bus driver, man. Listen, you are very important to Chatham County schools, any school that you're driving. Like you say, you take the most precious cargo. My concern is the children, because children being our future, right? But this is the thing, every time these children, I was looking at the people who were protesting, they talking about masks, don't put the mask on. And as y'all, all of y'all said the same thing, why you worrying about putting the mask on? Don't allow them to go. I was listening last night to Van Johnson, and he was saying he would take action about stopping all of these big gatherings, right? But we let the most invaluable thing in the world go and gather in schools every day, right? I would prefer virtual learning. But guys like my man that drive on, I don't know your name, brother. What's your name?
Kendrick Banks.
So brother like Kendrick Banks, right? Listening to Carolina, they do not want to stop because they concerned about the state government funding that they won't get if they take the children out in the virtual learning, right? But like watch this right here. A lot of y'all into the vaccines, right? Y'all into the vaccines. I haven't taken any vaccines all my life, right? And that's not to say that I have anything against those that do. But let me say this here. Even though I have been studying this thing, right? Fully vaccinated people, as y'all can see, still will be transmitted or catch this virus, right? And you have some children who are what they call asymptomatic. So watch this. You let your children go to school, but then it put Mondial and the uncles and the grandfathers and thing at risk, because watch this. If the children go to school and they contract the virus, they may come home with no symptoms, right? But Mondial, she fully vaccinated, right? But she already suffered from pre-existing conditions. So now the child bring the disease or the virus back home to Mondial and uncle them, right? And then cause them a dilemma. You see what I'm saying? So the thing that we have to do is we have to separate from each other again. This variant that they got going around, these experts don't even know how it's being transmitted. We don't know how it's being transmitted. And even though we get vaccines, you still can catch it. You still can get sick from it. They say that, okay, you have the vaccine, you can get sick from it, and they don't know the extent. But if you suffer from pre-existing conditions already you suffering from pre-existing conditions. So with the vaccine itself, your immune system, if you know how the immune system works, it's already fighting something foreign when they put this vaccine in you. How do I know this? Because the vaccine, if you ask yourself, you never take out time to say what's in the vaccine. It's about like a person who's vegan, like myself, I'm vegan, right? But that doesn't mean because I eat fruits and vegetables that every fruit and vegetable that I eat is good for you. You may have a mild allergic reaction to a kiwi. You might have a mild allergic reaction to an apple. So I would have to send you and get you a food sensitivity test before I just start giving you these things that I think is good for everybody. It's not good for everybody. So when they put this foreign vaccine in you, you don't know what's in it. You don't know what makes up the vaccine. But the thing about it is we want to have faith in it. But I believe in faith in God. And I know most of y'all on here might be Christians, right? I believe in God. I follow Jesus Christ. And I believe that wholeheartedly we have to do what they say. You have to have wisdom. You want to look into all of it. But our children, even if they were fully vaccinated, they can go to school and bring this thing back home to somebody who has a pre-existing condition and kill them, take them off the planet. This is something to consider. They act like they don't know what's going on. People here have good sense. But like I say, my man Kendrick that drive buses, he should be paid $1 more just to take and bring food, lunch, and dinner to those children who have virtual learning going on. He should be paid a full check for that. Until this thing can get under control and we can get back to normal. We're not at normal, man. And guess what? If we continue to send our children to school, what we're gonna see is when it spiral out of control, you already see that the health system is already under pressure. They under fire now. They don't know what they don't know what's going on. It's too many people in that town. Now, guess what? The schools are gonna turn to what you call hospitals if we continue to send our children to school and they continue to contract this thing that's called a virus.
So,
It's
brother,
an RNA virus. You know what
so
that
brother
is?
Kerry, so brother Kerry, are you
Yes, sir.
sending your kids to school?
Absolutely not, sir. No, sir.
Okay, okay, you're
And,
not sending.
my wife had them going through something called Georgia, what is it? Cyber Academy, right? It's a homeschool. What we doing? You understand? Because listen, man, they be around too many of their grandparents. And yes, my mother, she went took the vaccine. She took the first dose, and I stopped her, and I have her on some. We deal with naturopathic doctors. I have her on a lot of different herbs that fight different viruses, and she feels good. My father, the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? But I have to send my children back. And as y'all can see, the numbers continue to climb and rise. Why would you send your children into a burning house? It makes no sense. And most of the people who do, I don't know if Mary Johnson have children. I don't know if Sister Ann LeVette, I don't know if they have children to even consider. Maybe they don't have children, and we get lost in the sauce, man. Come on. These lives we talking about. You don't know what the virus will do to a child. And guess what? Most of the people who are healthy will suffer from this thing. You understand what I'm saying? And like I say, and I'll say this too, man. If you're home, if you're obese and overweight, I would suggest I would walk 15 minutes a day. If you walk back and forth to the refrigerator to continue to help build your immune system, even if you took the vaccine, just do that for me, because you don't never know when you will come into contact with
All right, you shouldn't talk to Mr. Brown like that, though.
But
we gonna get back to what's at hand about the school bus drivers and my concern and the pay structure. And sir, thank you for sharing this with us. I don't know what's your age. I just hope you live as long as I have. And I eat a bag of heart attack all the time, pork skin, and I'm doing just fine, sir. And I just hope you the best of luck. Now back to the school board. Thank you for sharing that wonderful.
Yeah, don't go nowhere, Kerry. Just stay right there because there'll be other questions. But go ahead, Mr. Brown. Sandra, you had something you said?
Rebut. Yes, I have a rebut to Kerry, because the numbers are showing that even if you have a pre-existing condition, when you're taking this vaccination, you are not going into the hospital. The people that are taking this vaccination, they're not the ones showing up at the hospital. Yes, they are getting, there's instances of breakthrough, the virus getting through, just like with anything else, just like with the flu vaccine, that we take, just like back in the day, we took the chickenpox vaccine. Did it prevent us from getting the chickenpox? Hell no. I got all the little marks on me to prove it, but I didn't die from the chickenpox the way they were dying from the chickenpox back, prior to my birth, because of this thing. If you were born before that 1970, well, in the age, I was born in 1970, and I got this vaccine that covered everything, And then when we came into, well, I was born in New York, but when we got into those schools, we had to have more vaccinations in order to get into kindergarten. And when we got to 6th grade, we had to have them down in Savannah. And then when we got to the 9th grade, we had to have another vaccination. Don't ask me what it was, but it doesn't keep us from getting it, but it keeps it from being as traumatic as somebody coming to our funeral, and that's all we don't want to have happen. I don't want somebody coming to my funeral.
But you made a good point, because I told somebody today, they asked me, why did I take it? I think it was Brother Kerry. We were talking, he asked me, did I take it? I said, yeah, I took it because I'd rather live now instead of and worry about dying later. I'd rather live now because who knows, at my age, I'm 36. What might happen, with underlying conditions or anything that I might not know about. So I took it, and I took it because I figured they ain't trying to kill the whole country. They're telling everybody to take it. They ain't trying to kill everybody. If they want to track me, they can track me by this telephone right now. That's all they can try.
My strong rebuttal, and again, my concern with the amount of people was dying in New York, dying all around the country, and I know several people did not take the vaccination, and guess what? They're dead now. And I'm saying I'd much rather go with the status quo and try the ones who have taken the shot. It seemed to be okay. If they do pick up the virus, it's not as severe. And brother, you're right. You can keep your kids off of it, but you look at the history of the amount of people. I don't think if they'd start taking this vaccination, I think around this country it would have been millions of people dead. That's my honest opinion.
I think so too. There was 600 people a day dying in New York. 600 a day.
Yeah.
A day.
And it's going back up to that right here in Texas. We don't have any beds, and now we don't have any beds, any ICU beds for the kids. And
y'all intense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it in the news. Y'all intense.
We are intense down here for the kids. And that's unheard of. We have one of the best health systems in this country, right here in Houston. And hospitals all over the place. And when we don't have any beds for the children, and we don't have enough, nobody has enough nurses, but then what do you do? And we can't keep our children out of school, forever, endlessly, because they're going to be, this is the second year. So how long do we distance ourselves? How long?
I have a question for the panel.
Go ahead.
How many of y'all have watched Vax? Y'all know, y'all
What? I didn't hear you. What?
I didn't hear you, Kerry.
I heard of the documentary Vax, VAXXED.
Yes, I saw it. I watched it.
You watched it?
Mm-hmm.
So all of those vaccines that you just mentioned, you know about the autism in black boys from it, right?
Yes. I know. Well, first of all, I know from what 15. My son is 16 now. They could never prove that there was a correlation. They said it was a correlation with the vaccine in black boys, that 2-year-old, the one that you take at 2 years old in young little boys. All of a sudden, they're fine, and then all of a sudden, they stop speaking, they revert back. And then the next thing you know, they're diagnosing them with autism, you know, and I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. But
go ahead.
But I mean, because there's a risk we take with every medication that we put in our body. That's the reason why, on the flip side of every medication that we put in our body, they say it has this thing or in small print that says may cause, side effects, may be, you know, and it doesn't mean that it's going to happen to everybody, but it can happen to some people, you know. So out of the 50 million people that might have taken this vaccination or this, I'm allergic to codeine. Does it mean that everybody should be not taking codeine just because it'll kill me if I take it? No.
No, but the thing about it is, it's not FDA approved, right? And also you have Robert Kennedy going all over the world now and explaining how the vaccine have and is. Not only that, you also have the lead scientist of the CDC that y'all may not know, William. I forget his name. They wanted him to go along with the narrative that this vaccine was what it's supposed to be. And as you can see, our sister I think her name to something as the lead scientist on the vaccine, right? Even in the Tuskegee experiment, you had a black sister face on the vaccines that us to believe that the vaccines are all right. Now, I'm not saying that to discourage any of you. You understand what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is just something to think about. I like to think before we give it to our children, because you understand that the children are the future. But most importantly, I would say bring our children out of the school at virtual, opposed to them keep going and continue to spread, because like the vaccine doesn't stop us from contracting this virus. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe you will be right, but at the same time, you know that this virus you're dealing with is one that evolves and continue to mutate. So every time it get used to a stronger dose of the virus, vaccine, it's super virus. You know that, right?
No, it's not. The reason why it keeps mutating is because as long as it keeps passing through to other people, Absolutely. As long as it keeps passing through to other people and it's never actually coming under control, it's going to keep mutating. But and that's the reason why we have the vaccination. But if we do not get to herd immunity, if we never get there, we are going to have so many strands of this till it may kill all of us off.
Now you heard what they said. Now the lead scientists and the experts said that there's no herd immunity for this thing. That's what I mean. That's why I'm saying, even with the vaccine, you still catch it, and you still get sick. Maybe not as sick as the next person, but you can also pass it on. That's why I'm saying, even though they pushing vaccines, you're still catching it and passing it on. And like you said, and there's no herd immunity for it. If it wasn't,
but you won't die. But you won't die.
Y'all,
there's a
you're
99.9% chance that you won't die.
Won't die. And the thing is, Carrie, is that Carrie, hold on. The thing is, you know, you're given these references to facts that you have seen that we have, that everybody else has not seen.
Okay, watch
now.
That.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Now the mainstream media might be blocking these people from giving this information.
Yes, there you go.
Okay, so that means that they trust only these doctors that are certified to give them this information. I mean, those doctors are qualified. They might not be certified to give them that information. So they're going by the doctors that are on their payroll, not who are correspondents for them. These are the doctors they call on all the time, and this is what those doctors get paid for. So we don't see those doctors that everybody else going to the black web and see. We don't see those doctors. Everybody have to put those. Somebody sent me Bernard sent me a good one the other day.
Yeah.
A very good one. If you listen to this guy, you'll get scared because he said that the masks are no good at all. Period. He said the virus is so tiny that the mask cannot cover the virus from getting into it. He said, so there ain't no use for a mask, period.
But that was not a good one because I listened to it, Julius, and it wasn't a good one. So tell me how, if we've been masked all these months and distance all these damn months, and have you heard? I mean, have we been catching the flu the way we were 2 years ago? So obviously, the mask does work. Obviously, putting on the mask does work. Obviously, social distancing does work. Yes, it is a air virus. So no, what he was talking about held no validity to me. And I watched the whole. Yes, he was saying it in an intelligent white man voice. But, he had on his intelligent white man voice.
I like that.
Shit. I mean,
but
go ahead, Bernard.
But you know what? The end of the day is this: everybody have their own opinion. Some people gonna take the shot. Some people not gonna take the shot. That's up to whoever that person is. Some people gonna let their kids go to school. Some people not gonna let their kids go to school. But at the end of the day, we all are in a crisis right now because they don't have no answer for none of this. To be honest, they're just fishing. It's like throwing your pole in and trying to catch a fish, and you keep missing it. So,
and I think that's why it's important that we have great leadership in pandemics like we have right now.
Yeah.
Like we just sat here and we talked about valid points for whether to get the vaccine or not get the vaccine. We talked about valid points on whether you can wear a mask or whether not to wear a mask. And you can make valid points on either way, depending on how you perceive the information. But the deal is, as leadership, we have to make sure that we're doing the greater good for all of those that are around us. And right now, when it pertains to the school board, I think that they're still trying to fight COVID-19 and not the Delta. Because if you're trying to fight the Delta, you don't take away the spacing.
Right.
Yes.
The distancing. If you're dealing with the Delta, you don't deal with filling up the school buses. If you're dealing with Delta, you're not dealing with trying to gather in these different places and take chances like that. How can we be so sensitive to COVID-19 and say if we're in the red, we're going to shut it down? But now we have a variant that's more contagious, and you take away all of those things. I think with leadership, we have to give everybody the opportunity to be the safest. And whatever that means, if it means wearing the mask, you wear the mask because that's going to keep the most people safe. You mandate that. If it's going to be the social distancing, you mandate that because that's going to keep the most people safe. You're going to always have people that feel one way or the other. But as a leadership, you have a responsibility for the greater good of the people that you are supposed to be, serving. And I think right now there isn't a real there isn't a real plan when it comes down to how to deal with this. There can't be. They took away the school board no longer with employees. They're no longer taking temperatures. They're no longer doing the COVID questionnaire. And I just think that that's like really ridiculous, because why would you start taking away stuff from something that's more contagious? Doesn't make sense to me. And we should be more smart than what we're doing right now, because we did have experience with the COVID. So we should be doing.
You know what I feel like it is that they remember when they started opening back up stuff, and they wanted us to have the illusion of going back to normal, and then they felt like, you know, when the vaccine came on the scene, that people were going to run out, get the vaccine, and then we would be able to start our regular lives back again.
Right.
You know, but now they are afraid to close back down the schools, our jobs, and all of the things that they have already opened back up. You know,
exactly.
They're afraid to cut in half going to restaurants and all of those things. They're afraid to do those things, you know. So now every time you hear the president or anybody else on the TV, they're saying, go get your vaccinations, go get your vaccinations. But you have people like Kerry that's saying, I don't care what y'all say, I'm not going to do it. And there's more people, there's at least 30% of the population like him, you know. So we're at an impasse right now. Do we shut it down or do we forge ahead? But they cannot continue to let the kids stay out of school and do virtual.
That's about 29% on here now that took the virus and not took the virus, because we got 2 that didn't take the virus, and I guess 5 of us did.
Let me ask a question. They can't afford to take the children out of school and learn virtually?
Well, they're saying that, well, over here, and I can only speak to what happened in Texas and what I know happened in Georgia. They said that 70% of the kids that went virtual did not do well. They didn't do well virtually, you know.
Let me tell you what virtual exposed. Okay, what virtual exposed is that there's a disconnect between parenting and education.
Yeah.
That's what that exposed, and that's why kids wasn't doing it, because now parents are used to dropping kids off and letting school deal with it.
Yeah, so it's
well,
but when you go with virtual, that it's hands on.
Right.
So how many people think the schools should close down? That they should close the school back down? Raise a hand. Raise a hand. Sandra, how many people think schools should close back down?
I think that's going to be the #1 spreader right there.
I don't think they should close down, but I do believe they need to set up systems that would be able to better protect and, you know, protect the school bus drivers, teachers, students. There's got to be better ways to do this, and I think that's one of the biggest questions around. So,
I think,
for example, I learned today, for example, that from the teachers union, that they're no longer they only do temperature checks when you come into the school if you're a guest, if you're a visitor. So they're not doing temperature checks on the bus yards. They're not doing them, I assume, going, you know, with the teachers or the students. So yeah.
So
I think that they do have, like, when they were doing the alternate schedules, like the A and B schedule, when it was a hybrid,
Yeah,
in class,
that was one way to do it.
and then they had some days that were virtual. I think that was a very good system that would minimize some of the exposure. In my
Right.
opinion, I think that they should have either went virtual like right now, right before they opened up, or what they should have did was require, and I'm probably going to get flack for this, but what they should have did was at that expo that they had at the mall, what they should have did was had a testing expo to get the kids tested before they went back into the school, so you would have a baseline as to what you're dealing with, rather than
Yeah.
throwing everybody in there and playing Russian roulette.
Yeah.
It just seemed like smart.
They even have it now that in our schools over here, they don't even have that tracing. They can't even tell the parents if somebody gets it in our schools. They can't even tell the parents that the Bobby that was sitting next to my child had COVID.
Well, y'all backwards in Texas any damn way. But Lena said close down and test all the children. Those with negative results can return. They also need to test all the children weekly for COVID, and they probably gonna have to start doing that.
They are. I have some locations where they've already implemented, for
They go
example,
to school board member here saying families were offered vaccines at the expo. They could have got their kids tested at the expo.
What? Let me ask you.
Well, he's saying testing. They did get to that. Yeah, testing. Kendrick is saying that that would have been a place where they could have got tested. As what Leela has just said, test, eliminate, test them, see who has it, who who don't. Let them go into the school.
So right. You got to do something. And let me tell you, I will take my hats off to the school system, because they do have a great tracing program. Now, I think that the communication is really bad, as far as people understanding the different varieties of exposure, the different levels of exposure, like first hand, second hand, third hand. That stuff isn't explained well. And so if you get something and it says that somebody on your bus was exposed, or you don't know if that person was actually on your bus and you was exposed to it, or somebody was on your bus was actually exposed to somebody else, which would mean that person had a secondhand contact, which means that your degree of getting the virus from that person lessens. Okay, so that I think that needs to be explained a little bit more, but they do a good job with the tracing. They just don't do a real good job of expounding on the information that they do receive.
But what happened is this summer, I think everybody, for his basketball, I'm going with basketball because I've been on the road the whole summer, and it was like everybody went back to normal. It was like, no masses. It's like the gym, it was packed. Convention Center in Alabama, packed. Orlando, Georgia. Everybody just went right back to normal, went right back playing. Every court that was on there was full. And I don't know how I know they ain't going to shut it back down. That's what they ain't going to do.
Right.
But I feel like none of us have an answer. Just keep praying. None of us have an answer, because like I said, this past summer, every convention center I went to, packed. You had to stand in line for about 1 or 2 hours, and I guarantee you could, on your hand, you could see how many people was wearing masks. So, and that's boys and girls, from 6th graders all the way to 12th graders. Packed.
Yeah. And then the bad thing about this pandemic, unfortunately, is that it was over politicized. And because it was over politicized, because it's a bad political move to close anything down right now, it's making everything a little bit harder. Well, actually, a lot harder. And it seems like we've gone to politics over people and bottom line over people. Yeah. And we have to change that narrative because people's lives matter and they are dying.
Right.
And these are our children. And the thing is, when you notice that it's impacting your children, when you realize that you've been in school for 4 days and you're already in the hundreds when it comes down to people being exposed, it's time to stop and do something. Don't wait. Don't be reactive. Be proactive.
Right.
And make something happen. I mean, you got to do something. If it's not working now, if you're seeing the thing the thing that really got me today when I heard Dr. Levette speaking, when what she said, she wasn't surprised with the number and she knew that there were going to be some exposures. But my question would be, what did you do knowing this stuff to minimize everything? And you can't tell me that you did your best when you're going back to full buses, you're going back to full classes, you're not spacing socially, you're not doing anything like that. So you of course, you feel comfortable with that? That's my thing. You feel comfortable knowing and not doing. Okay, because knowing is half the battle.
Hey,
and so,
Mr.
Okay.
Banks, what is your position with the school board on the busing? What is your position?
My position is everybody need to be tested, so you have a base.
No, I'm saying
you're not guessing.
No, I'm saying you work for the school system. You
yes, sir.
The bus driver, or you
bus driver.
Oh, okay. Reason why I asked, because you very knowledgeable and you's the type of person that people can follow and listen to, because I'm sitting here listening to you and you very knowledgeable about what you're saying. So I just want to know, what position do you have on with the schooling?
Because let me tell you something. Can I stop you right there?
I thought he was in management.
No, can I stop you? Mm-hmm. Let me stop you right there, because I'm not the only one. You got buses full of people that's as articulate and as knowledgeable as myself, which is why it's important that we keep these people where they are.
Right.
Treat them like there are people. Treat them like they are. Give them the respect that they deserve, that we deserve. And do what you have to do to make it. If you have a problem and you know what the issue is, it's simple. Fix it. It's one thing when you're in the pandemic and you don't know what the right answer is, but it's a whole nother situation when you've been knowing for multiple years what the issue is and you just refuse to do something about it. That's on them.
Okay. So let me say this too, Bernard.
Go ahead. Dan.
So you hear Mr. Banks, you hear his passion, you hear his knowledge, you hear his wisdom.
Right.
And everybody, those drivers that tell you, they go to him.
Right.
Why? I want to ask this question. Why would they not choose a brother like him to be on that focus committee?
Right.
They're coming. He's leading the people out there.
Yeah.
Well, so they wouldn't choose him to be on the focus committee, because they know that he would be the real.
Right.
You're right. He would be the real voice, and they don't want a real voice on the focus committee. They want some watered down mess that they can just walk over.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, and he's not coming confrontational. Right. He's coming as a leader. He's a union steward. Yes, we have 4, now 4 more, but he's coming not just with a complaint. He's coming with an answer. He's coming with a response. And the people are sitting on the edge saying, okay, Mr. Banks, Mr. Banks, Mr. Banks, but they don't want to have anything to do with him.
Y'all don't have an option to put a person on that board?
Oh, no, that was something they put together. That wasn't something that we got.
They didn't come to you all.
Does Ms. Kegler have anything to do with this board?
Oh, Lord, let me mute her.
You know what? Don't mute
You're not going to talk about Vanessa Ray. Vanessa's a friend.
I don't know if that's from the top. I don't know if that's from the top or if that's from middle management with the focus group. I don't know I think that the middle management chose the people to go in the
I can tell you what I was told. I was told that initially it was Miss Perkins that put it together, but then I later was told that's a Vanessa Kegler move.
Because it sounds like a Vanessa Taylor movie. I'm going to just say that.
That's what I was told. And I'm not knocking any of the, I don't even know who all on this particular, focus group. I just know that the union stewards there, they are getting, that's who they're listening to. That's who the drivers are listening to. Even people on the focus group is contacting Mr. Banks. Am I right?
He should be on the focus group, and that's one of the things that y'all should be telling them. We need somebody who is going to give y'all some insight, because if you all are going to look from the outside instead of reaching in and grabbing people that are on the front lines and getting their advice, then you're doing it ass backwards.
Well, it's an old adage. Divided, we fall. Together we stand. And so if you got strength on one side, you're trying to diminish that strength any way that you can. So you take a different group of people, give them some validity, because I chose you, you're special. And so what we're going to do is forget that agenda. This is what we're going to do, because this agenda over here is going to hold them to task. This agenda over here is going to be smooth. And so this is what we have to do. And the people that they have in the focus group, I feel like, are very capable. There are a couple. The ones that came to me were very capable people, and I was proud that they were in there. But the question was asked. They felt like you should have been in there. And when they told me about the information that they spoke on in that focus group, it was basically a reiteration of what we took to the board before. Mr. Julius, you remember we took some stuff to them, and they were supposed to get back with us, but they never really did get back with us. And so they repeated what they told us, and then they said they're going to send out surveys. And at this point, what is another survey going to do? Because you already know what the answer is. We already told you that drivers are not happy because they don't see their money. Okay, that's simple. In fact, that's the simplest way that I can put it. They're not happy because they can't see their money. All right. They love doing what they do for the children. They love their job. But at the same time, love ain't going to pay the light bill.
Yeah.
Love ain't going to pay the water bill. Appreciate me with the money that we're not asking for anything extra. We're just asking for the money that we work for in any given pay period. Don't split my overtime. Don't give me one check with 7 days and the next check with 13 days and the next check with 10 days. I can't work on that. And we don't need another class, because they offered to give us a class to help us manage our money. But we know how to manage our money.
Where they did.
So we just need them to release to us all the money that we work for in a pay period. Straight up.
Question.
I told y'all the last time y'all came to this show, I said that what everybody, or at least 50% of the bus drivers, needed to do is for at least 4 days agree that you would not transport not one damn child. Not one.
We're not going to advocate for a boycott right here.
Exactly. No.
That's what they got.
It happens in
they
Chicago.
Have to do that.
Wait, Julius Hall, Mr. Mayor. It happens in Chicago, and guess what happens? Guess what happens in Chicago when they refuse to do, when the teachers refuse to go to work, or when the drivers refuse to drive? Within days, they have whatever it is they want. The reason why the people down south, and I'm going to just say the southern people, don't get the things that they want because they are too afraid to stand up for what it is they need, and they will keep, y'all gonna keep filling out goddamn surveys. Oh, sorry. Y'all gonna keep filling out surveys, and y'all gonna keep going to meetings. They're gonna meeting y'all to death and everything until y'all decide that, hey, we tired of this. Get these monkeys off y'all back. The only way that you can get somebody up off your back is to stand up straight. Okay? Because folk can't ride your back if you are standing straight up. Now, I can't make this no plainer. That is what it is. Okay? So get 50% of your bus drivers to say, I will not go to work, or I will go to work, but we're going to stand right out there until they give us what we want.
It will shut them. It will shut them down.
It will shut them down. And I promise you, if those kids can't get to school,
the moms and the daddy will have a major protest. You gotta hit the sauce where it's at. The bus drivers gotta stand strong. But you know what I'm afraid of? Some people have come across the line, and that will break it down. You can't let that happen.
No, that's why I said you got to get at least 50%. And all you're going to have to do it is for 5 days before those women from Hitch Village, Carver Village, and all the other villages that can't afford to not work and can't afford to be late for work trying to get their kids to school, show up at, what's that, 101 Bull Street?
208.
Yeah, 208 Bull Street. And I promise you
I
this.
I thought you know where Vanessa Kegler working.
Okay, I was about to say Vanessa Kegler.
Okay, I just wanted to check that out. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
There we go.
Julie's part. Now, this is the quiet. Y'all guys, Mr. Banks.
You're welcome. Y'all welcome.
Mr. Banks, I've given you an opportunity to speak. You know that this is the quietest I've been a long time.
Really?
Since y'all guys been talking, it's very important. We try to come up with some ideas, and we hope some people listening and come up with a plan of action. And I understand that. And like I say, this is very serious stuff. We're going to have to address it. We can't worry about what they do in South Carolina. We can't worry about what they do other places. We got to worry about Chatham County. That's where we live at. And like you say, that's sporadic and don't pay the light bill. It don't buy a grocery. It is just too uncertain. Come up with a plan of action. Please, that's all we asking. Be consistent. That word continuity.
Brother Kerry, you know other parents that are not letting their kids go to school also?
Yeah, I know quite a few of them not letting them go. And like I say, man, that's the plan. The plan is to separate. You know, we go through the Bible. Every time God sent a plague out, he separated the people from everybody. You know, we got to separate, come out to school, man. We can't keep going to school. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. That's the plan. Got to bring them children out of the school, man.
Well, you entitled. I'm sending my grandkids to school. I think they need the education. I think they need the social skill, because when they face the real world, they're going to have to address it, my brother. I understand what you're doing. It's good. I don't want the jungle to eat them up when they get out there from being sheltered in the home all the time. That is good, but it's not good too at the same time. But you have to do what you need to do, my brother. And I respect you. But I'm sending my grandkids to school, and they're going to learn those social skills. They're going to learn the pecking order and how it works. They ain't going to piss in their face and tell them it's raining.
Yeah, my son went to school last year. He's going to school this year, but he's going to school vaccinated this year.
I feel you, sister. You have to do as the Romans do in Rome. And you keep on. We can have all these kids homeschooled in Georgia, in Chatham County. It will be, I don't know what it will be.
Yeah.
Well,
but Carrie, are you going to work? Do you go to work?
Yes, ma'am. I own trucks.
Oh, so you're isolated anyway. Sorry. No.
No,
Now, man. Uh,
But
but yeah, but
concerned though is the children, man. I mean, I feel y'all said it. Y'all don't work.
huh?
Do y'all think homeschooling work? Do you think that's a good idea?
Well, I do if the parents are invested in it and if they can do it. But most, I mean,
Some of the parents need to go to school themselves. How they
Well,
gonna homeschool?
what
Some of them
I
need to
agree
go to
with all
school
that.
themselves.
this pandemic
Please.
brought out a lot of things that we did not know, like the fact
Right.
that there's more of us on the front lines. You know, I was
Yeah.
just blessed with the fact that if I wanted my son to stay home, hell, I'm working from home. You know, my
Right.
job sent us home almost 2 years ago, and they hadn't called us back to say, you know, come on back to work, you know. So
Okay.
I could have let him stay home. But
Okay. Well, we know that there's a problem, and we hope that the school board can get in front of it, the school system can get in
And
front of
come
it.
up with a plan
Say
of action.
the school board. I need to say the school system because all they do is Dr. Levette does the work, and then they okay it or not. But I think we need to talk about ways that people are catching this virus also. And they got gas pumps, doorknobs, people sneezing, large crowds, and kissing all night long.
Well, Mr. Bank, don't let that go over your head. I'll share it with you. You know, I'm for all night long because
boy,
you know when I go out,
you for 8
it's
o'clock.
all night
You
long.
for 8
So
o'clock. You for 9 o'clock actually.
We want
on
to
the
make
East
sure
Coast.
we want to make sure everybody knows that just mask up. Cassandra said it does work.
right.
We want everybody to know the glove up when you go to those gas pumps and carry a napkin or something when you're opening the door. My wife, she needs to stop shopping and touching all those clothes hangers and stuff. She's
Right.
touching all those infected clothes hangers.
And Julius, and
You know,
Julius,
if I can keep her out the stores, I'd be all right.
Julius, and remember, people, don't kiss up, just mass up, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Don't forget, that's where you're getting it from. Gas pumps, doorknobs, people sneezing and talking in your face without a mask, large crowds, and kissing all night long. So
who has gone back to any has anybody gone back to any concerts or anything since this has been over?
I don't think nobody wants to go to no concert.
Shoot, Babyface and Kim gonna be over here, and the tickets are only $33. I've been thinking about it.
That's a good deal.
Wait
$33.
a minute. I know is Babyface still using that name? You see how old he look? He don't look like no Babyface no more. Why they call him Old Face now, not Babyface?
Listen. They can call him anything they want as long as he keep that voice.
They say Charlie COVID Brown. This is all your fault. Hello, Miss Cohen.
Hey, I want to put in a plug for the Hungry Club. The replay of the Hungry Club's video. If y'all have not watched it from this past Saturday, please somebody go and watch it.
Is it interesting?
It was very interesting. They were talking about the weeping time.
Okay.
And all of the leaders of the weeping time and you know, not Burnett and them, but other leaders of the weeping time were on there. And it was very, very good. Very good.
So all they have to do is go to Facebook and look it up.
Yeah, go to Facebook and look up the Hungry Club.
YouTube, I meant YouTube.
Yeah. No, go to Facebook, Hungry Club Forum of Savannah, and they'll get it.
Oh, Facebook, okay.
You guys, please watch it. Get engaged with the weeping time.
Thank you, Sandra.
Yeah.
Julius, you want to let the bus drivers them give a last spill before we
Yeah,
go
that's
to
what I was
something?
about to do, and then we're gonna get Brother X to give his last spiel after the bus drivers. But we'll get a bus driver, the union and Miss Beavers and Kendrick.
Right, the
Y'all
last
go ahead
minute
and give
spill.
us y'all last spill so we can, because we with y'all with especially with that pay, because we know everybody want to be compensated fairly. So we're gonna whatever we can do to help y'all. We want to do. The message needs to be getting out. I mean, we're here on this platform to make sure that the news is disseminated fairly, and we don't hold nothing back. My wife is a school board member. She don't come before the news. The news is what we do here. After
Because
I get that off, then that's what is. But
because
the
we
news,
believe, because what we believe on ATR, the whole network, and especially the Rambler, when people fail, when community fail, it's two key reasons: lack of information and lack of knowledge. And we'll give you what we got, and you go with it from that point.
yeah, because we need to make somebody understand exactly if y'all talking and y'all crying out to them, somebody needs to pay attention to it and at least sit down and talk to you all. So go ahead, Kendrick, and then we'll let Ms. Beavers.
Well,
Well, first, go ahead, Ms. Beavers.
let me go, and I'm gonna let Kendrick sign off because I know he can say a lot more, because he's on the ground, boots on the ground there. But I had a conversation with Wall Street reporters, reporter today. Since the story started going local, I think the Washington Post has reached out to them. Also, today was Wall Street. So one of the things that she said to me, she was going around the country interviewing bus drivers, trying to find out why and what was going on. One of the most common things was the pay, which is the same issue here. Ours is not so much the hourly rate, but it's the way that they are getting paid. Bus drivers cannot afford to continue to, they can't make a living. It's not a livable wage, especially if you're under the county and they're doing things like, your reserve pay. So they're taking that part out. And it's very, very difficult for people to sustain when that is happening. So that's one of the things that's going on. That's a common thing, common ground. The other thing is, I believe the board, in all fairness, because most companies they're following the CDC guidelines. And when you read some of the things that's up under the CDC guidelines, it doesn't make sense to us. It's, as it relates to exposure, as it relates to how long you've been around a person, if it was a second hit, it's just so many barrels to it. And I think that's what most companies are doing. Sometimes you got to step out of the box from that, and you got to get with your people, your boots on the ground, those people that are closest to the test, which is the school bus drivers and the monitors. You need to get with them. You need to know what's going on those school buses. Like he says, the school buses are full now. The classrooms are full. So you should be out there on that yard. And, from time to time, no, you can't be out there all the time. But take a little visit and ride a school bus or go check it out and see exactly what's going on so we can find the answers that's needed to try to heal in the areas that we can heal in. No, we're not going to just do away with it. That's bigger than us. But there are some things that we can put in place that can make a difference and possibly save a life.
Before you get away, what city you live in?
I live in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
So I have the school bus drivers here. I have a small group here of charter school drivers that drive for charter schools. I also have the Fort Stewart drivers down in Hinesville. I represent them. Theirs is run a lot differently. Of course, the setup is different.
So your headquarters is where? Not necessarily Atlanta. You come out of national what?
Also, I am an international rep under the healthcare division for the Southern region for the and I over the Red Cross workers here in the South. Yeah, but I'm a business agent for Teamsters Local 728. Our office is here in Atlanta, Georgia. So
728.
728. Local 728.
Thank you, ma'am.
Here we have about 12,000 members here at our local, and the school bus drivers are a big part of that.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Banks?
I just want to say again, thank you for the platform. It means a lot to us that we actually get a voice out there for people to hear the truth and not the colored up truth, but the unadulterated truth. And I just want to take this time to admonish my fellow co-workers, my monitors and drivers and mechanics and everybody that make it happen. If we make the same noise, if we make the same sound, it's a lot louder than all of us making different sounds. If we move in the same direction, we'll go further than if we're going in different directions. If we know our worth, we'll stand taller. And so I just want to say to everybody, I appreciate each and every person that touches school bus, that gets on the bus and monitor the children. We appreciate the parents for trusting us with their children. We just got to make sure that we're being careful. We can't control everything that happened to us, but we have to be smart in the situations that's been given to us. And so we want to hold each other up, keep each other prayed up, and keep moving forward together, because together we can accomplish some great things. And I also want to take this time to congratulate Mayor Hall on your win.
Oh, okay.
They told me you were Nostradamus, so I'm going to accept that.
Awesome.
I appreciate that. We'll make it in November.
Yeah, I like to say one thing. As you guys was discussing the vaccine, that's a conversation that could go on and on and on. But what I tell my sons, because millennials have their thoughts about it, is pray if you take the shot and pray if you don't take the shot. So, you know, either way, just pray and trust God to cover you in all aspects of it.
Thank you, ma'am. Well put. And I want to thank you guys for being with us tonight. And again, if you got any problems or anything come up, need to come back on, just notify Mayor Julius Hall or Pope Wentworth, and he'll be more than glad to plug you in. Thank you so much.
Anytime that y'all want to come on. What you saying, Sandra, before I
go on strike?
After your son, eat after your son eat that food you cook, he gonna go on strike. Trust me.
I mooted her. But anyway, y'all know, and Kendra, you said a mouthful, because what we try to do, y'all won't get this platform nowhere else. Right. And you know, and one of the things that we're gonna have to do is understand that ATR is the news for us now. This is our news. You all need to support it. Y'all need to watch it. Y'all need to share it. Y'all need to sponsor it. Whatever it needs to be done so that we can get the news out. We're not going to hold anything back from anybody at any time. If we get it, we're going to release it. We're not going to edit everything out like the local news do. They've spent 20 minutes on a dog and 1 minute on some of a major concern to our community. So injured dogs shouldn't be before our community. You know, I know the dog lovers will probably get mad at me, but I don't care. But this is what we do here, and people just have to realize we're not going nowhere. We're going to keep bringing it to the community. We got 29,000 viewers that watch us now, and that's growing. and we're only going to grow from here. So y'all just be, be supportive of it and watch the shows. We're on every single day. We got something on every day. So y'all watch these shows. We're giving you the information, but we do need support in keeping it on the air.
Yeah.
But again, we like a bad refrigerator. We don't keep nothing. We keep nothing.
What you say, Ms. Walker, Ms. Vicker?
I would like to first of all, give a shout out to the other stewards, LaQuanda Middleton, Mr. Simpkins, James Simpkins, and Hilda Cohen, Monica as she recovers, and the family of Miss Daniels, Patrick and Tamisha, who also drives for the school bus. But I also would like to give a shout out to all the Teamsters that are in Savannah. You got UPS, you got the movies, you have Fort Stewart down there, the school bus driver, SCAD. So there's just a great family of Teamsters down there as well that is ready to support you as well, Mr. Paul, in all things relevant.
Okay, thank you. Just send them our way. Send out a mass email telling them what they need to watch and where they need to go at so that we can put them on the platform also. If there are issues out in the community, anybody out there listening, if there are issues out there, you can contact any of the hosts here and get to us. Contact any of us. We will, if the issue is valid, we're going to vet it and we're going to put it on the air. That's what we do here. We want to make sure that our community gets the information that is relevant to us, not for those things that are a detriment to our community. So all y'all have to do is call us.
Thank
Okay?
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you guys. Y'all guys have a good night. And again, thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you all. Thank you.
All right,
Okay,
we're gonna let this communist guy talk now a little bit. Go ahead, Mr. Communist.
What y'all not gonna do is get on Carrie.
I'm not getting on Carrie. Did I say communist? That slip. I didn't meant to say that.
Go ahead, Carrie.
Hey, let me say this. I appreciate coming on the platform, but I want to tell y'all this. I have all natural products, y'all. I've been dealing with them ever since last year. And I make a baby making product for all men. If you love, like, I'm talking about, listen, see all this bag of nothing, don't have nothing on this. A natural product called Baby Maker. Y'all got to come see me.
Baby Maker.
Baby Maker. All night long.
I have hey, listen,
you get my libido back up?
Hers for women, but at the same time.
Wait, Carrie, slow down for a minute. Carrie, slow down for a minute. You got it for man and woman? Did he hear me, Junior?
Man and woman. And listen, and the ingredients in it help you. Yes, sir.
What?
Help
you breaking up, Carrie.
Listen.
I'm just, my arm kind of stiff.
Yes, sir.
It'll help my arm. My arm kind of stiff. Will it help my arm?
Well, I do know my brother up there got a young woman, so he needs something. You better call him, Bernard.
He needs something.
Hey, mute me. Mute me.
That's it. Hey, Sandra.
It's in a liquid.
Hey, Sandra.
It's in a liquid form, man. Y'all got to come see me, man.
It'll help my stiff arm. Look at that. It'll help my stiff arm.
Well, Brother Carrie. Brother Carrie,
yes,
when
sir.
we get parents that are holding their kids out, and this virus gets any worse, then we'll probably have another show on this. So stand by for us to give you a call. If it gets any worse, we're gonna be looking into it. Any last words that you want to say before you leave?
Wait a minute, Carrie. I need for you to send me your contact information.
Oh boy.
So that so that I can get a hold to this libido juice.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, Carrie, you want to say what you gotta say before?
And Julius, Julia, if he give her that information, I'm gonna get me a ticket and I'm going to Houston, Texas. I want you to
Don't
give me
even
a
bother.
tour, Sonya.
Don't even bother.
Why
Shit.
not? I want a tour of Houston, Texas.
You can take it to her. He got it. He ran in with us. Then you can take it to Houston.
Yes.
Send me
No,
your
and
information,
Simon
Carrie,
sent him
so
for the
that,
Levito
That's right.
medicine.
put it in
Yeah,
our,
Oh,
put it
man,
in our chat right here. Put it in our
Carrie
chat
X
right
this
here, Carrie, so that I can so I
That's
can
right,
get your
Al.
libido juice, and I can tell the people on Bernard's show after dark how it was.
Oh yeah. Carrie X, you can come talk about that juice on America After Dark on Friday with
That's right.
Bernard
You
Brown.
got an invitation.
Julia, you read what Ivan Cohen said.
That's right.
WD-40
You can come on,
will
Carrie.
also help your stiff arm, John.
WD-40. WD-40. Carrie,
Carrie,
what's your
Carrie,
information?
last words. Give us a minute of your last words. Don't go too long because we ain't got but a few minutes. You hear me, Carrie?
He must have had some of that juice.
Must be.
I think he froze.
Did he freeze?
Here now, hey, listen,
You got. Hey, that's why we try to tell people to come on here with a.
okay. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, but my last words to y'all fellas is I y'all tonight, and trust me, I'm gonna look back. I gotta come back and look at these video and see how everybody trying to do, because listen, man, it's very, very important that I stay on top of our children, man. I love the children, you know. Yeah, Carrie loves the children.
Right.
I love my older guys too, man. Listen, and that's why I tell y'all gotta stay in touch with me, man. I got everything you need on this side as far as natural products. I put them together myself. Me and my wife sit in the kitchen up all night, making sure we put things together.
We will thank you, and we will keep that on mind. Thank you so much, my friend. You have a pleasant evening. And again, Julius can reach out and touch you. He got your number and stuff. Thank you for sharing that most powerful information. Because my stiff arm been bothering me for a while. And I don't want to try the W40. You know, I want some of the stuff you got to get that arm straightened out for me. Thank you.
He put his number in the chat, so you could get his number, so you could get him on America After Dark on Friday.
I get his number. Definitely.
It's in the chat.
Okay then.
All right.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you.
All right, Carrie. I'll talk with you later.
All right.
He seemed to be a good man.
Oh yeah, great guy. Great guy.
You know what's interesting? Sonya's son gonna go on straight once he eat that food she prepared. Man, I'm glad I don't live with her.
She's cooking all night, isn't it?
You wish you did live with me. Because first of all,
what?
I cook.
No, first of all, you wouldn't get no sleep. All night long, you wouldn't get no sleep.
Julius can tell you, I cook for real. I'm a real mama. I'm a 60s mama.
I got you, babe. I got you. I got you. As long as you fix me breakfast in the morning, you fine. Because you wouldn't be able to get up in the morning. Because all night long.
Yeah, please. You know what? I ain't gonna tell these people. I'm not gonna tell these people.
We ain't gonna have time to get to our main subject tonight. I mean, that was our main subject. We ain't gonna have time to get to our minor subjects tonight, and that was Time's Up. Service. We'll get to that next week. So y'all get ready for that. We're gonna be calling out names, telling those who they need to sit their ass down, and those who need to stand up, and we need to be talking about recruiting new leaders for this area.
We need that bad, Julius.
So we're going to be talking about that next week. But right now, we're going to be talking about your favorite governor.
Yeah. But you know what? Let me say this.
Wait, real quick. We need to say congratulations to Chad Mance and his wife. They had
Yeah,
their
sure is.
baby.
Yeah.
They had their baby last
Well, they had a
week.
boy or girl.
Julius.
A girl. They had their girl last week. And I was
Congratulations.
The girl, I thought it was a boy. They named him Julius.
No.
Oh, okay.
Julius,
All right.
stop putting out misinformation for one thing. They had
Okay,
a
what
little
you gonna
girl
say,
last
Bernard?
week, and she is beautiful.
I'm very happy because he's the new president of the NAACP, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that information about him and his wife. Bernard, go ahead. You can go back to burning the shrimp. Go ahead. Bernard, go ahead.
Hey, you know what? This guy, he resigned, but let me tell you what the deal is.
Ooh.
All right. All this is Trump behind all this. Trump and his boys is behind all this that's going on. And I'm gonna tell you right now, and this was going on. Trump is here to stay, and they're gonna make sure here to stay. You get rid of him, because you ain't heard nothing about this him when we going through and he was president or whatever. You take him down, and then the rest will follow at the end of the day. So that's a seat right there that they're trying to fill with a Republican seat. And then all that, what he's going through, his legal problem in New York, he's behind that.
It's a distraction. It's a distraction from what's at hand.
Right, absolutely. So at the end of the day, okay, right is right and wrong is wrong. But my question is this. At the end of the day, yes, he probably sexual harassed those people. Okay, yeah. But at the end of the day, what about when women sexual harass men?
That's right.
Okay?
I get it all the time.
At the end of the day, they do. But they wanted him out of there. They got him out of there. And my thing is this. Those damn Democrats, man, I don't know what the hell they doing up there, but they working my nerve. They weak. They weak. From the president all the way down to the bottom.
Brown, you know the biggest problem is that the Democrats don't know how to play dirty like the Republicans.
They don't.
And that's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the Democrats play tennis in a football game when the Republicans have on football equipment with helmets.
Right.
And they beat the hell out of them. And that's what takes place.
And I guarantee you, they're going down.
Donald Trump and his cronies are somewhere behind that in New York because, like you say, it's a distraction, and they want that seat in New York. This man have been a downfall of America. I don't care what people say.
Yeah.
This man have not been a plus for us. He might have done some good here and there, but not enough for all the problems he's causing all over the country.
Yeah.
Look at Ron Santos in Florida. He's terrible. Look at the governor in Texas. Terrible. I mean, this man is terrible. And do you realize he's out of office now? He shouldn't be doing this.
But and you know what they're gearing up for? The 2022 election, so they can get those seats. And I guarantee he ain't the only one going down. Like you say, the Democrats, they're too soft, but these Republican boy, they shooting bullets. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the Republicans can win New York. It's a Democratic state just like California. Those are the two that you can always count on as staying Democratic, New York and California. But
Massachusetts too.
Yeah, well, yeah. I say that they're weak because whenever if this had happened, it did happen to Trump.
Yeah.
And what Trump told him, man, go to hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the Democrats, you got to be able to at some point to say, we ain't trying to hear this here. Right. I don't want anybody to think and get it wrong. If you sexually harass somebody in the workplace, then you should be going there. But Cuomo looked like he was hugging the men just as hard as he was hugging the women.
Yeah.
Right. Julia, the Italian people, because I got an Italian friend, and they're really touchy and huggy. Right. They are with men's and all. If you watch Italian Family, they kiss the men. I'm talking about their relatives, their brothers, their cousins. Hey, mommy, hadn't seen you in a while, and hug and kiss and all that. You know, I'm not saying what he did, but he didn't go around. He didn't grab no pussycat.
Yeah,
and Donald Trump said he grabbed a pussycat.
Yeah, I think that now you have 11 women that came forward.
Yeah.
And I think that some of those, and I understand what some people will probably say that, well, they didn't feel like, but they made the money. They kept quiet to make money.
Yeah.
They kept quiet to make money. But now, after they're out of the job, now they're coming back and saying this. No, say it right then. When somebody sexually harass you, say it right then.
Right.
Don't matter about your job.
Right.
Say it right then.
Because if he did what he did, he was out of line. And why did they harbor it and hold it until now? Right. And Donald Trump and the Bush boy got on the bus. They overheard him. They played it on national news. Donald Trump say, I grabbed pussycats after pussycat.
Yeah.
Several times.
And the one who I think it should not be validated is the police officer.
Right. No. Because she is a policeman.
She knew that she's a police officer. She knew that if he was grabbing her butt or grabbing her tit, she supposed to, ain't no way she supposed to come forward now.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And she should just be quiet and don't let nobody know that it happened to her.
I got two pussycats in my neighborhood, and I try to feed all those pussycats live in that neighborhood. I do, because that's the kind of person I am.
All those cats, when I came around there, all those cats came up to my car. Almost scared me. I thought they were damn watchdogs.
No, it's about 4 or 5 pussycats around there, and they don't belong to the Browns.
All right, Mr. Brown, we understand.
Well, I don't want people to think I hate cats.
Nah.
I don't hate cat. I love pussycat.
And you know what? He even he said this ain't nothing but politics written all over it.
Uh-huh.
And he said, well, I'm just gonna step down. But like you said, right is right and wrong is wrong. But at the end of the day, behind closed they're at there.
Well, to be fair, I think that he really stepped down because they moved his brother off of CNN.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
And that'll move him back because he don't have to report it or anything because he would never report on that. He always passed it to somebody else.
Okay. Wow.
So now they'll put him back where he is the top rated show, the #1 show on CNN.
Yeah.
His brother Chris is good.
I'd have been like Fox if I was CNN. I'd have said, oh yeah, that's good for my ratings. The hell with y'all. It wasn't nobody saying anything bad,
Right.
The sponsors, I don't think, wasn't dropping them.
Right.
Why you move the people? Fox don't care. And they shouldn't either. You got to be, if they can do it, you can do it too.
Right. Right.
Fox don't care, and you got 71 million idiots voted for Trump.
Yeah.
71 million of y'all. The reason I'm sitting back, Julius, can you and Bernard hear me?
Yeah.
The reason I'm sitting back, my leg is stiff, and I'm trying to keep it for real. It's when I haven't been like that for a long period of time.
Well,
Brother Kerry X gonna bring you some of that juice to straighten your leg out.
He gonna bring some of that juice. Hey, he gonna bring you some of that juice, and Amar gonna bring you some nuts.
Jamal gonna bring you some nuts. And
I don't really need no nuts. I already got some Brazil nuts as it is now.
Well,
you ever seen Brazil nuts?
Hey, we're gonna pick some of that up from Kerry tomorrow for you.
Yeah.
Oh, my knees and my legs be hurting you.
Yes, sir. I know.
Yeah, but I don't need no nut juice because I got some Brazil nuts already in the dish.
Okay, we're gonna get to because we only have 7 minutes left.
No, come on back on with that bad tasting foods you got cooking.
We're gonna get to the mayor's TikTok video. We'll get to that next week. Y'all see that video? Oh, we can talk about it. We got 7 minutes.
No, what video?
Y'all didn't see the video? It went viral.
No.
Oh, he went off. He was having a Monday show on Monday. He was having a show, and the guy kept bothering him, agitating him. Jerry or whatever the guy's name was, Freddie or whatever his name, Freddie or Jerry or something like that. And Bang kept trying to talk to the guy when he should have just ignored him.
You can't show it to us?
No, I don't have it right here. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
And he went off on the guy, and then at the end he said, "You know what? Just go out there and breathe some of that COVID air." You know, something like
Oh,
that.
he told him that.
He said, you don't have to pass up.
You
don't
gonna
have to pass
tag
up.
me on it? You gonna send it to me?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Send it to me on my phone.
Yeah. And he said, "Good night to everybody except Freddie. Freddie, everybody, good night except Freddie."
He had a
That
moment.
is funny.
He had a moment.
Yeah, he had a moment. He had a moment. Some people will get under your nerve, though.
Yeah.
They'll get on your nerves. Some people will.
Joey, the overview tonight, I thought it was, I didn't try to say too much. I know Brown didn't say much as well, Bernard. Because the bus drivers, we need to head in, what's going on. They need to express. Mr. Banks did a good job. We found out about Miss Vicky, where she's out of, because I know a lot of people think, where's this woman live at, and who she is. And I thought, Julie, you do a good job on bringing some different people onto the show, man. I appreciate having you to do that. You do a good job, although I do criticize you about a lot, because sometimes you do talk too much and go off the handle and say a lot of things you should not be saying.
Okay, well, I appreciate that.
No, but again, you do bring pretty interesting guests. And again, it's about information, about education, about knowledge,
Yeah, and anybody that with an issue out there, just give one of us a call if there's an issue that we think that the community should know about that needs to be addressed. Then we're going to put it on. Even Ivan Cohen, if you want to come on and tell us all about the new movie that you're producing called Charlie Brown as the Stiff, let us know, and we'll see whether we can produce that movie for you.
Matter of fact, Ivan coming on my show September the 3rd.
Who, Ivan Cohen?
September the 3rd. I can't wait.
Ivan Cohen coming on your show?
The first or the second Friday in September. He promised me. Yep.
Wow.
September the 3rd. That'd be the first Friday. So he coming on September the 3rd.
September the 3rd. Either the
That's Labor Day weekend.
Huh?
At Labor Day weekend.
So he's coming on the following weekend. He promised me. Yep.
All right. Well, Ivan Cohen makes his debut. We'll see. We shall see. He'll be there. He'll be in the movie too after he get off of America After Dark.
Joyce, I'm letting everybody know, please, on Friday night. It come on what time? 10 o'clock?
10:30.
10:30. Because a lot of times I'll be already slept. I'll be sleepy and I'll wake up and cut it on. It's a good show. And you have some interesting guests on that show. So if you hadn't watched it, please sit up and watch it. It get a little bit vulgar at times, but other than that, it's a great show. I enjoy it when I can stay awake.
So when
the key all night long, I don't know if that's 100% the truth, but I try to make it all night long. Julian told me it was a state of my mind.
And yeah, people, he's just talking about he's trying to stay awoke all night long. That's all. That's about it. But but on a serious note, like I said, this is what we do here. We will bring you the news wherever we can, from wherever we can, whenever we can. And all you all have to do is contact us. If we think that it's something that needs to be out there in the news, we'll cover it. We don't care what it is. If it's important enough and where it affects our community, then we need to know about it. We have a lot of other shows coming up. I know I've been promising y'all, but a lot of things happen, and we got 2 or 3 shows that we're developing now. We got 2 or 3 shows we're developing now, and should be on after a while.
Julius, I hate to cut you off. I know the Sunday gonna have a show and Brown got a show. You seem to have several shows. How come I don't have a show? I want Charlie Brown. Let me see. Charlie Brown AM. And I get up early in the morning. I can tell him how to get coffee, how to scratch early in the morning because I be itching. A lot of good stuff. You know,
Mr. Brown, you don't even answer the phone in the morning. And then you just told us you go to sleep at night. So the best time for your show is at 1 o'clock.
Never mind. That was just a thought. Okay. Never mind. Hell, every time I come up with something good, I hope I'm on mute. Every damn time I come up with something good, he kill me. I don't like it. I'm tired of it.
You remember you in the church.
Oh yeah. Oh Lord, forgive me.
I've been going to say America After Dark is a grown folk show. So y'all better Malvise laughing at you, Mr. Brown. Okay. Well, we thank everybody for watching. We ask that y'all share. Y'all will be able to watch I think Jamato Ray show comes on at 10 o'clock again. He came on earlier. His show comes back on at 10 o'clock. Tonight is already scheduled. You can watch this show again at 12 o'clock tonight. It'll be on at 12 o'clock tonight. You'll be able to watch it again.
I'm gonna look at it tonight at 12 o'clock.
Okay, and it's live. You won't be able to stop it and go back because it's a live rebroadcast.
Okay.
So you know you could go.
I'm gonna watch it at 12 o'clock, and I don't have my fingers crossed. I am gonna watch it tonight at 12.
You ain't gonna be up. Tanya.
That's my show. Oh, thank you, Doc. You know the name of my new show gonna be Charlena. All Night Long Show. I love it. See, Julian, I want my own show.
Hey, I record and say you nod out the moment you sign on. Anyway, we 1 minute over our time. Right. And we're gonna go. And we thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget, I don't think we got nothing on tomorrow. We got 2 shows coming up on Thursdays starting next week. We got 2 new shows coming up, I believe next week or the week after. But Friday we got Financial Sins, Incarceration to Incorporation, and then you can chill out that night, get your glass of wine, and laugh all night with America After Dark. Anthony Maven, if you're watching, you need to give me a call so we can know when Voices in the Struggle is coming back. And Air Scott will be back in September with the Air Scott Hour to aggravate Charlie Brown. She'll be on here too. So y'all stay tuned. We got His and Her Perspective is moving to Tuesday or Thursday. I'll let y'all know. His and Her Perspective is moving from Sunday at 5 to I don't have it in front of me. I
thought you were gonna say they moving to the bedroom. That's what I thought. Sometimes I get a little puzzled.
Yeah, but y'all tune in and make sure y'all watch our 2 elected officials because they're gonna give it to you raw and uncut. Monday with Keisha Gibson Carter with Candidly Keisha, and Tuesday with Alicia Miller Blakely with By Us For Us. So don't forget, we're there. All right. Okay. So we'll catch you all on the other end. Don't forget, you can watch this show again at 12 o'clock tonight.
All right.
All right.
Y'all be good. Y'all share.
Share.